are you?
Hello, hello.
Listen, I am so nervous. We Giras y Desveladas has interviewed Abraham Quintanilla, David Lee Garza, Elsa Garcia, Farias. I mean, big time people. But I have never been more nervous than I am today. We've got a professional on here. But before we get to that, I want to thank Norma. How are you doing? Talk to us before I go on into all my spiel.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's your time. It's good afternoon. My time. Well, it's my time. Good afternoon. So it's all of our time. I just want to say, hey, I'm really happy that you enjoyed your vacation, girl. Did you get to sing out there?
Yeah, yeah. Well, saludos to all the people from Stars. They have the convention over there at SPI, and my sister, is a manager, part owner of Stars there in Mission on 815 East 9th Street. Vayan para allá to go visit. It was I had a heck of a time, man. I mean, beautiful, beautiful time allá con toda esa gente, and it was I showed you some of the video. It was amazing. So it was really cool. I got to sing a little bit of karaoke, nomás because Gigi's a little cray cray. And so we did a little bit of that. Saludos to everybody coming in to Giras y Desveladas. Saludos todos de que nos están escuchando.
Hello, Dorothy. Woohoo.
Saludos
And
a todos.
Albert.
Oh, sorry, Norma. Yes, saludos a
Sorry.
todos de parte de Giras y Desveladas que nos están escuchando por medio de la Jefa Jammin' Oldies en El Paso y también through Sirius Tejano FM, Live 365. And of course, thank you to Juan Mendoza and Laila Lisa for their platform on Tejano TV, which is boasting over 5 million views now. So awesome. Thank you very much. Y saludos a todos. Before we get started, we want to talk about we've got two new releases this week, and I want to thank our sponsor for trucking on with New Rolas, which is Legacy Home Buyers. If you need to sell your house fast, call them at 956-833. I don't know what that is, 1334? I don't know. Sorry, I'll put it up in a bit. Pero thank you for them. And I know I promised I was gonna do an intro and all that fancy stuff for my new trucking with New Rolas, and but then StreamYard didn't like it because it was too much. So yeah. But here we go with the new releases. We got a little
Woohoo.
got this lovely lady right here, which is a fairly new artist. For those of you that don't know this lady, her name is, let her tell you.
Hola amigos, this is Rita Cappuccina, and you are watching the latest from Rita Cappuccina y Ánimo, Decídete, right here on Giras y Desveladas, brand new segment, Trekking On with New Rolas. We hope you enjoy it, and we want to thank you all so much for all the love and support that we've had so far on this single. We really, really appreciate you and are so glad that you are enjoying it and dancing to the beat. We hope you have a blessed day. Con ánimo. Hola, amigos.
Thank you, Rita. And that was Rita Cappuccina. And let me share my screen because, oh, by the way, I just shared my screen a little while ago, and our lovely, lovely, awesome guest couldn't hear us. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. But let me share Decidete from Rita Cappuccina. All right. That was this
Love it.
Rita Cappuccina. Did you love that or what?
Woo-hoo.
I
I
know.
did. That's a jam.
Cool. So
I'm
cool.
I am
And
jamming
then
over here.
I know. Thank you to everybody. Oh, did you see that from Alberto Resendiz? He says, let me see just real quick that we've got 7,000 listeners right now, 150 in Mexico, and Hawaii has tuned in, and Canada as well, and London. Saludos a todos.
Thank you. Abrazos y besos.
Abrazos y besos para todos.
Yep.
And then we've got this new release. Here we go. This is the intro.
Hola amigos, les habla Patsy Torres desde San Antonio, Texas. Aquí está mi nuevo sencillo, Soy Tuya, para todos ustedes con todo mi amor y dedicado a todas las parejas enamoradas. This is my love letter to all of you, so spread the word, spread the love, and remember, I'm Patsy Torres, Soy Tuya.
Soy tuya. Here we go. Let's listen to it. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Here we go.
Soy tuya y mi amor es para ti. Y siempre a tu lado estaré. Ante Dios confieso que yo siempre te amaré. Tú sabes que me tienes en tus manos desde la primera vez que nos amamos. Juré que tuyo era mi querer. Soy tuya, eres mi amante y eres mi amigo. Me gusta hacer el amor contigo. Dices que soy tu mujer. Soy tuya, puedes hacer tus sueños conmigo. Solo una cosa, mi amor, te pido que nunca me dejes de querer. Soy tuya, me gustan tus palabras bonitas. Cuando me dices que me necesitas y que te mueres por volverme a ver. Soy
All right. That was our Trucking with New Rola segment
Sweet.
for all our truckers that are listening, over 5K truckers that listen on the road and have told us they look forward to listening to Giras y Desveladas on Sundays at 2 p.m. Central Texas time. So saludos para todos los troqueros que andan allá. Diosito nos los cuide. Be careful
Yeah.
out there. And this segment is especially for you guys.
And truckers, we appreciate you. Thank you for everything that you do for us to provide for us on the tables. Thank you. And pass it around to the next trucker that doesn't have our sounds.
Yeah. That's right. So
Woo!
appreciating 2 new singles coming from 2 female artists. Una, a legend. Otra, soon to be legend. Rita Cappuccino. Don't you just love them? The awesome. Okay. Now,
She's on right now.
awesome. Saludos. Now, to the matter at hand. And I'm going to tell you, my hands are sweating, Norma.
I know, because we got the greatest podcast person on the channel.
For real.
Woo-hoo!
Hey, seriously, if you never heard of Asustame one time, this is the vato. This is the guy coined that
It's
term.
not just a vato. It's a mero.
Yeah, no. Seriously, this guy's an icon. This guy, I am nervous. You guys don't see, you see my palms are sweating. I mean, I've been a fan. I mean, this guy has been all over the place. But we'll talk about it in a little bit. I want to show you a little bit because he does a little bit of everything because he is multi-talented. So this man, our guest, our man of the hour, is this guy right here. Let's listen to a little bit of what he does.
Sitting in a tiny table in a ritzy restaurant, she was staring at her coffee cup. He was trying to keep his courage up by applying booze. And talk was small when they talked at all. They both knew what they wanted. There was no need to talk about it. They were old enough to scope it out and keep it loose. She said, "You don't look like my type, but I guess you'll do." The great romance, low rent rendezvous. And he said, "I'll even tell you that I love you if you want me to." The great romance, low rent rendezvous. When they left the bar, they got in his car and they drove away. He drove to the family inn. She didn't even have to pretend she didn't know what for. And he went to the desk and made his request while she waited outside. Then he came back with a key, and she said, "Give it to me, I'll unlock the door." She kept saying, "I've never really done this kind of thing before. Have you? Third rate romance, low rent rendezvous. And he said, yes, I have, but only a time or two. Third rate romance, low rent rendezvous. Third rate romance, low rent rendezvous. Third rate romance, low rent rendezvous.
Woo! Oh my gosh! Did
Wow.
you love that? Did you love that? Well,
Impressive.
Mero Mero, here we go.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
hear us?
Yes, I can.
Very impressive.
Woo!
You know, I see
Oh my,
that and I'm like, I still can't believe that, Bobby was part of that whole project and Lucky Joe también. Excuse me. Pero I heard that song and when I like to get on my Harley and ride the country roads and I just listen to music and I'm listening to, 70s stuff. I love 70s music because I don't know, that music just had so much substance to it, in the songwriting, porque en esos días no tenían cell phones y iPads y todo ese pedo, nomás estaban en el bozo, en el carro, en el camino,
Yeah.
esperando llegar a una tienda donde haya un payphone para hablarle a la ruca o hablarle a la jefa o algo. So there was a lot of time to really focus on writing songs and stuff. The other day, I saw a documentary de Mingo Saldivar on YouTube. Man, it was so awesome, and it would follow them on the road. Y andaban en una RV estirando una trailita y estaba diciendo, venimos de San Antonio, vamos para Laredo, y de Laredo vamos para el Rio Grande City, y de Rio Grande we'll play in McAllen, and then we'll go down to West Laco and then Brownsville, and then go up and hopefully find something on Sunday in Robstown, and then we just make a whole little trip, a little tour like that. But they didn't have any type of those amenities on the road, so they show them in the RV when they're driving. They're just jamming in the RV, working on
Yeah.
stuff. And so a lot of great music it came out of the 70s. And I was cruising on my Harley y salió esa canción, because I had it on shuffle. Y salió esa canción 1975, Amazing Rhythm Aces, One Hit Wonder, es una rola la única rola que pegó de ellos, ¿verdad? And I heard it and I said, chinga, a esa canción le queda un acordeón. I mean, we could probably, Texas tornado it. You know what I mean?
Woo. Yeah.
So le mandé el YouTube link, se lo mandé a Lucky. Le dije, Lucky, métele un acordeón, carnal, a ver cómo se oye eso. He did, and he sent me back a little test. And I said, you want to do it? Or what? Let's do it. Órale. So we went into our Lubel Studios over here on South McAllen, Camarada, Chewy, and a lot of artists go through there. And so we started laying down the tracks with my band, the guitar and the bass and the drums y todo eso. And then Lucky Joe y metió el acordeón and it was already coming, to light. I was listening to the song coming to life. And then so when he put the accordion, I was like, man, this was it.
that was a touch.
The vision and the that I had in mind. And so then I had to go in and do my vocals, and I asked Bobby Pulido, Bobby, can you come over to the studio and give me some pointers? Man, you've been in this business a long time, bro. You know what I mean? He goes, Simon Rock, I'll go. So he showed up, and it was interesting because I went in there, started singing. I started recording the vocals on the mic, and then I went outside after I was done just to hear how it was sounding. And I went out to the area where the board was and the engineer, and Bobby was sitting in the couch there. And I asked him, "What do you think?" He goes, "Man, you know what? That mic is a MG33 2 or quién sabe qué, and it makes your voice sound bassy, and your voice is already bassy, so it makes it sound even more bassy." So he goes, why don't you try the mic G324? Quién sabe qué números chinga aventó ahí? Because I'm not good at that stuff, right? And so the engineer turns around y goes, I tengo ese micrófono. Digo, pues ponlo entonces. Y dice, papi, ponlo. Y he put it on and no, hombre, salió mucho mejor, más clara la voz y
More
todo. And
clear.
I
Yeah.
was like, man, how did you know that, Bobby? He goes, es que I went to this $1 million studio in Monterrey and I tried all their microphones and I just to see which ones sounded better than others. And I remembered that mic and I said, esa mic le va a quedar a Rock porque la voz está bass y necesita algo que tenga un poquito más treble in that mic. So, but just in all how Bobby's mental memory is, I mean, not many
Mhm.
people can remember all those damn numbers and
Wow.
letters from
Numbers.
different
Yeah.
mics and stuff,
Yeah.
O sea,
Okay, Rock,
pregúntame a mí,
before
yo compré este micrófono y yo ni sé de qué chingados es, nomás sé que es el que me dijeron que comprara para podcast, but it's a Shure mic, right? But
as long as it says sure.
yeah.
Listen, you weren't properly introduced because we was going straight into that awesome song that you sang with Bobby Pulido and
Uh-huh.
you had Lucky Joe. But just to anybody that doesn't know who we are talking to, y si nos están escuchando por radio nada más, this is none other than the iconic
Ay, eso.
personality, la verdad, and this is coming from a fan, la
Uh-huh.
verdad, and I'm telling you, and I'm still a little nervous. Guys, since I was a kid, I heard this voice
Mhm.
coming out of the rock radio station, as a DJ, and they were
Yeah,
like,
make me feel older, okay?
stop
Make me
it.
feel older.
They
Since
don't
I was
know.
a
They don't know.
kid,
Well, you were a kid doing that. Y
yeah,
yeah.
and only in my brain. Hey, I was a kid in my brain, nomás.
You were
And
playing canicas. You were DJing over
Y'all were
there.
playing jacks. You were playing canicas, jacks. Remember that
then
one?
and you also you were also DJ for Tejano, and most memorably, I remember, and honestly, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, I wasn't on the Selena bandwagon like
Mm-hmm.
my sister was like woo woo woo, right?
Yeah.
But when you started doing those Where is Selena
The interview.
episodes,
Yeah.
those interviews, you made them so fun. And I mean, we looked forward to every time you were gonna come on, a ver si encontrabas a Selena or no. And you just made everything so exciting and fun. And not only were you do that, you were DJ, video DJ, you on that Tejano TV show. You're also your band Whiskey D, which is Third Rate Romance.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. How long have you been diagnosed with ADHD?
Since I was 10, I was never diagnosed until I was an
No, no.
adult. My wife's an education administrator, and she's already diagnosed me. She said, "Oh my God, you have ADHD." But
TikTok diagnosed me.
but yeah, it's a curse and it's a blessing at the same time, because you get to think of a lot of different things, right? And then you go for them.
Yeah,
Whereas a curse is like you can't just stick focused to one thing. Because
yeah,
sometimes I think if I would have just focused on my band, I would have just maybe I would have been better at it. If I would have just focused on this, I would have been better at that. But I have to focus on like five different things, because I have that, and I'm just like I just love doing everything I do, so I don't mind all the chaos
And may we ask
that
how
comes
many
with it.
years? How many years do you have down?
In radio, I'm going on 40 years pretty soon.
That's what I predicted.
2028 will be 40 years.
Easy.
So I started in 1988, but
Oh,
I
you're also a
started
comedian. I forgot. Sorry, another ADHD.
también, yeah. Well, I mean,
También comedian. Te le echas a todo.
that's helped me, that's helped me stay relevant in radio as well because I'm capable of improvising and ad-libbing and and creating just off the top of my head. Pero which is part of the ADHD también.
Okay, nobody's officially diagnosed, so we're just kind of messing around with that. So, Just
No,
say
no, I'm not officially by
disclaimer.
a doctor, but I'm pretty sure I got it.
Me too.
We'll
Yeah,
join you there.
yeah. So, but I started as a nightclub DJ. I started working at the beach at Louis' backyard. I was 17 years old in 1984, and I got offered a job, and I went and I auditioned, and I got it, and it was $1,000 a week, and I was
Ooh.
making almost 5,000 a month with tips and the pay and all that. So I was 17 years old, living on South Padre Island, um, having a bay house, and all my friends from school would show up and say, "Oh, yeah, what are you doing here, man? We're still going to class and stuff." I'm like, I'm starting my career in my
You're
life
living the
already.
life already.
Yeah. So and then so I did clubs for about from '84 to then I went to Harlingen. I did Studio 4, and that's where I found out about Tejano. I knew about Tejano because when I was in high school, I would listen to everything, and my parents, when I was growing up, they had records of Little Joe, Agustin Ramirez, and they also had records of the Carpenters and the Eagles and Led Zeppelin, and they had everything, right?
Mhm.
And so I started listening to Tejano at an early age, and then my cousins were in a band called Sangre Viva out of Houston. They were very popular as well, Agustin Ramirez orchestra type of music. So on my mom's side, there was music. My dad's side, he had my great grandfather and my uncles, they played accordion. So there was always music in my life, but since I was in high school, I got involved in music and all that kind of good stuff. Junior high también. So I always wanted my life to be surrounded by something like music. Either I sing in a band and I tour, or I'm in radio. So, but I started working at clubs, and then at Harlingen, I started reconnecting with Tejano because they'd
Right.
have Tejano on Sunday nights, and I was off. But during the week, I would DJ Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and I'd play disco, country, Tejano, cumbias. So it was a variety club. It wasn't one of those clubs that just plays techno all night or whatever the hell, right?
Was that on
So
Sun Street?
it was on it was at Ed Carey Drive in Harlingen. And then
Oh,
I came to McAllen, and I was working at a club in McAllen on Wednesday, and I was working in Harlingen Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And then on Sundays, they'd have it in Harlingen, they'd have Tejano night. And Mando San Roman, the radio disc
yeah.
jockey, and Brother John from KIWW, they would go there
Mm.
and introduce the bands with KIWW. And I'd go there because it was my night off and I could drink for free there, right? So I'd go there and I would hang out, and I got to meet, Emilio and David Lee when they were together, Ram, all those artists were coming
Wow.
every Sunday night. There was somebody there, Maz, La Mafia, and so Mando met a girl from that area in San Benito, and he would start going. He was in Westlaco, but he'd go over there every weekend to go see her, and they'd end up at the club, and he'd be watching me do DJ, and I would host between 2 o'clock and 2:30. I would host a contest because we were open till 4, but we had to pick up all the beer and liquor. So I'd host a contest y los vientaba comedies. Yeah, no me, I'd make an entertaining show. And this was 1985, 86. And so
Nice.
then Mando San Roman and Brother John, they'd go into the booth and they'd say, "Man, you'd be a good DJ on the radio, bro. You'd be a good DJ on the radio."
Mhm.
And I wanted to be in rock radio because I was into rock back then. I had a rock band, and I wanted to play, rock music on the radio because I knew a lot about rock. So the day came that Mondo showed up to my mom's house. This was 1988, and but I was working at clubs, and he showed up to my mom's house, and I was sick as a dog. And he said, "Te habla Mando allá afuera." And so I went outside. ¿Qué pasó, Mando? With a towel and Vicks and all that shit. And he says, "Hey, man, we have an opening for a weekender, man. I want you to come and apply." And I said, "Está bueno, pero ando bien malo, carnal." Le digo, "No, man, just go. Just go. You got it." Orale. So I didn't go. I was so sick. So I called him the next day and I said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I couldn't go." "No, déjate venir ahora." So I went over there. They made me fill out an application. They made me read a script on the microphone to hear my voice. And they said, "Okay." Right after I finished reading the script, "Okay, you're hired." Like they didn't even have to turn in. It was just that, the protocol, to they have to do this for anybody they're hiring. But they gave me weekends, so I started working at a club. Well, I was working at the clubs, and I'd work Friday night from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Saturday, and then I'd go on the air at 6 in the morning till 12 noon on
Hijo de
Saturday.
su.
and then I'd go back to the club Saturday night at 8 o'clock till 4 in the morning Sunday, and then I'd go on the air Sunday morning at 6 a.m. to 12, and then I'd go back on the radio at 6 p.m. Sunday till 12, and then at 12 when I'd finish, I'd go to the club and hang out for the last 2 hours with whoever was playing there because it was close by the club. Y ahí estaba Mando, and stuff. So no, that's how I got my feet into radio. And even though I wanted to be in rock radio, I said, you know what? I don't care. I want to just get into the business and the industry, and I'm willing to do Tejano. Let's do it. And they were allowing bilingual jocks because I wasn't perfect in Spanish, but they were cool with me, code switching. Ponte los red shoes. That's English and Spanish together in one sentence. So that's code switching. And then, pues, we have our own lingo down here. I don't know if Michigan knows, pero acá dijimos cuquear, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? Because allá
It's a
también, I'm
local
sure,
dialect.
right?
It's a local dialect,
Yeah,
yes.
Norma, I'm sure Norma knows that language over there. Le entiende, we talk like that.
Well, I'm
But,
from the Valle, that's why. So I
yeah,
know Edinburgh. Yep.
yeah. And so then I started working there, and back then it was interesting because it was like 80 Spanish, 20 English, 20% English, 80% Spanish. So I started working, and then all of a sudden they came in, the bosses, and the station that I was working for, KIWW, got bought out by the Tichenor Swan KGBT, which was a powerhouse in the Rio Grande
Oh
Valley.
yeah, yeah.
AM. It was an AM station, and it was like the biggest station in the United States. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So that company, they own Channel 4 television as well. So they bought KIWW, and they they took it over, and then they took me into the office and they said, we want you to do mornings, and we're going to start talking 80% English and 20% Spanish. So they wanted to kind of like Americanize the Tejano with mainstream general market radio. So they started bringing in all these DJs from the English market, like Mad Mexican, that was on B104, Iris Hinojosa, that was on 99.5 KRIX.
Oh man, you're taking
Yeah,
me back, Rock.
yeah. So, and they started bringing in these English mainstream or general market radio jocks to try to make the Tejano radio industry sound general market and
Mm-hmm.
mainstream. And so I was in the middle of all that, and sort of we kind of pioneered that era, and Tejano became the biggest thing. It was huge in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started that TV show through the company, Tichenor, Puro Tejano, and it was a show, and our station co-opted with the company that did the show because our sales rep or sales manager was related to the investor of the show, and so they collaborated, and then but the whole deal was, okay, we'll invest in the show, but we need our DJs to be the hosts so it can help the station también. So
Right.
they had me, Mad Mexican, Mando, and
Wow.
Iris as the hosts of Puro Tejano. And for some reason, they like my fat, ugly, long-haired ass more, more than the rest of them because the producers were always telling me, "You go with us, you go with us, you go with us." But for the simple fact that I would come up with ideas, like the campaign to follow Selena. I was a
Yeah,
big part of that whole campaign,
that
looking
was
for
fun.
Selena. We're gonna do this, and it's gonna end here. So we created a campaign, and they were like, "Wow, this guy, he knows. It just comes to him." So even though I wasn't the best looking person to look at on the TV, I was the people seemed to, it was weird because we'd go somewhere and I was like the most well known host of the show because
It's
I guess
because
because
you're
I
more,
was with Selena most of the time.
well, you're real guatoso. So that makes a difference. That makes a
I guess
difference, my friend.
I guess so, right? That's it. You got to be entertaining, I guess. And
Yeah.
so then I look back and I see these YouTube videos of my interviews with Selena, and I'm just like floored, like if I hadn't done all those, what would there be, like
You even got
especially
to
the
record
moment when
with
I
them,
make
no?
her sing, huh?
You even got to record with them, no? I think I remember
See,
you did the
yeah, the
the
techno
rapping part.
cumbia. Yeah, we
Yes.
me and AB did the rapping. Where I was there in the studio at Manny Studios
Wow.
in San Antonio, and we're interviewing, and it was we're going to do a YouTube, I mean, a Puro Tejano show
about the making of Amor Prohibido. So we were in the
Ooh.
studio and watching them, and they brought in Selena to pretend like she's singing, and she sang, and then they were working on Tecno Cumbia actually, and she was doing her little parts, and then she left. They were done with her. She didn't have to stay there. So then uh AB starts the rest of the process, and that's when he told me, "Hey man, I got to do this rap. You want to help me out, Rock? Órale, está bueno." I said, so we went in there and we did it, and then he said, "Hey man, I don't know if there's time to put your name on the album as credited for backups, because we already sent the label all the stuff." I said, "No man, I pedo, bro. I mean, I got video of it, bro. I mean, this is awesome. And so no, the album comes out and my name's on there. Me and Stephanie
Wow,
Live, I think.
Amen.
Or was
you're
it? Yeah, I
credited
think so.
with Selena.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? What was the most, because you were with her, in and out of where she was at. What was the most memorable thing that you remember of her?
Uh,
That only you know and nobody else knows.
I remember one time we were at a restaurant, Don Eroki's, I think it was called, over there in Houston. And it was after a film thing or whatever. I think it might have been after the Astrodome. I don't even know, but I don't remember quite. But I remember sitting there, and she's sitting in front of me, and I'm drinking a beer, and then her dad's down over here, and all this and that, and we're like joking with each other, right? And then I move the beer to her right in front of her, like, and then, and then she goes like. like I was tempting her, Hey, drink some. I dare you to drink some. We're always like that. Just like when she found that piece of gum on my boob, like
That's
it,
man,
it-
that is legend.
and
That is legend.
that part that part of the video where I go up to her on the stairs and I make her sing a cappella. That wasn't planned. I mean, that was just porque I was standing against the wall with the camera, and we're like doing, because the producers of Puro Tejano are the ones that did the video. They produced it and directed. I mean, very talented young guys. And so she, back then, chinga, tienes que esperar que la lights dim right y todo ese jale. So they're over here trying to adjust the light, the camera, everything. And she's just standing there in that beautiful dress, dressed like, I mean, like a goddess, right? And she's just there. And she's got a look on her face like she's getting flustered, like, chinga, man, too much waiting around. And the band's just sitting up there, but they're all together and they're just like talking to each other. And she's over here by herself, like at the bottom of the stairs. So I look at that and I told my friend, the guy with the camera, Eli, I said, Eli, prende el pinche camera, güey, la microphone, ¿qué vas a hacer? Just follow me, bro. I'm gonna put her on the spot. Let's go. So I walk up to her and I start talking to her, and she starts talking like English, Hi, how can I help you? And I said, can you sing a few keys or notes from the song, love? I started talking like Mr. Howell. So then I hold the mic up, and then she goes, well, what key is it in? And then you could tell, if you pay close attention, Chris is up on top, and when he hears her say that, he strums the key on the guitar. And then she takes off singing, No me queda más, la da 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 da. And she just like blew it out of the ballpark. I mean, I was trying to put her on the spot. She's gonna mess up. Hey, cabrón,
You said she's only singing to me.
yeah. No, hombre. And then I go back and I look at that, and I was like, man, my crazy ADHD-ish or whatever, just it like created like one of the most memorable, iconic
Mhm.
moments
Yeah.
on film with Selena. And it's like, it's mind blowing sometimes. I watch it and I can't believe that, I was capable of being able to do that at such a young age and just come up with an idea to get her like that, and seeing her in her, just her reality, you know what I mean? The real her.
Your
But
personality, you think you would have made it in the movies? Would you have rather been in movies or radio?
well, they'd probably just put me as an ugly gangster or something on movies. Yeah,
Wait,
yeah, no.
look, I need to stop you right there. I know you keep calling yourself ugly, but I know your wife is not appreciating that, because I know the picture that I put up after you met her. I think there's a big difference.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, but back in the
Like,
90s, I made a transformation. Like, if you look at pictures of me in the 90s to now, no, ahora estoy bien chulo y la chingada, ¿entiendes? Pero y estoy bien bueno y todo ese pedo, ¿entiendes?
bien buenote.
Chingo de filtros y, Botox y tú sabes. Brazilian butt lift, todos esos jales, ¿me entiendes la onda? Yeah, no,
Uh,
but no, I made a big transformation from my earlier years in my life. I decided, and the reason I went into the gym and decided to lose weight, and it was in my early 30s. I'm a boxing ring announcer, so
También.
I started doing that in 1990, and I got hired to do the Miller Lite Texas title belt boxing series. So they offered me that at about 1996. They told me, we've got you and another guy from Houston that wants to try out for ring announcer for the whole tour. He said, we're going to give you Brownsville and then we're going to give him San Antonio and we'll decide who we want. I said, órale, está bueno. So they told me, and I said to myself, all I need is one night, brother. I'm all yours. Right. So I went into Brownsville and I did the ring announcing and I sang the national anthem, blew it out of the park and shit. And after the boxing, I I came out and they said, you got the job. Don't worry about that other guy, right? So I got the job and I started doing boxing ring announcing all over the United States. Well, not the United States, but Texas. So I was able to go to a lot of different towns as well. And that helped me out a lot también. And it's just it's been an awesome road, to do some ring announcing.
wow.
Rock, let me
God.
tell you right here, we've got a lot of people chiming in. Everybody's a big Rock and Roll James fan. Alberto Resendes from El Jefe Jamming Oldie says, Maureen from El Paso says she met Rock and Roll James at Mike Gonzalez, I guess, birthday bash.
Oh yeah.
He was an awesome dude.
Yeah, that was awesome over there. Me subí un pinche comedy ahí arriba de aquellas.
I saw you, and I think it was Bonnie Hernandez. Y'all did a comedy show. It was a while back, maybe.
Oh, that was like 19. We started doing comedy at Poncho's Mexico restaurant in Far, and this was like 99.
No, no, no. But this was at like an event. Like it was packed. There was a lot of people.
Okay, that could have been because we started doing comedy with the morning show, and
Yeah.
but we started doing the comedy at Poncho's every Friday night. We would do it there, and that's how we
Okay.
got good at what we were doing. And so
Yeah.
then we started the morning show and we started doing comedy with the guys that would come on the show, and we did one at that club North 23rd Street called
I think,
Fuego.
man, maybe. Yeah, I think
That
so.
place was packed to
Fuego.
the gills. Even
It
outside,
was.
people couldn't get in. It was crazy.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
that was a
It
while
was.
back.
And you
That
were
was about
hilarious. You
2004.
Man, that was, if anybody hasn't heard Rock do his comedy stuff, man, and you are hilarious. Nombre, ay chinelas, man, it was hilarious. Let me say hi to some other people, espérame, Rock, all right? To George Vences from California, from también to Dorothy
Hope you're
Martinez,
better.
Anita Rodriguez Rudel, Janie Canales, la hermana de Johnny Canales, is chimed on. Saludos, Janie.
Love you, Mama.
TDK del Mero Monte. ¿Quién más? Lots of people coming in, chiming in.
We have,
Peña de los Arcos Hermanos Peña.
yeah.
David Vela, the actor that comes out on The Chosen. All
We
right.
got Gabriel too. Gabriel Martinez.
Keith Leal. Keith Leal from Houston.
Yeah.
Houston, Tejano, chinelas right now, Keith.
You're you are nervous, girl.
I'm telling you, we've got the pro here. John Gabriel Martinez también,
Yeah.
Ramon DJ Ramon Gomez. And if I missed your name, guys, there's so many of you chiming in. We really, really appreciate it. Like we said, I mean, we get a lot of people from all over the place. We are so blessed. Roy Arriaga también saludos. We are so blessed, but nothing like what you have built, Rock and Roll James. I mean, you've got that hashtag PBT. No, I mean, oh my goodness, a veces me da vergüenza.
¿Por qué?
The stuff that I don't know, like, because I don't really know that much of that part. But when you
What
got like
part?
Bronco 956 on
Okay. Uh-huh.
and all that jazz, but everybody's chiming in and everybody's listening to hashtag PBT.
Yeah, I freak out because I started PBT and my YouTube channel, and I started interviewing Tejano artists, and and pues I guess norteño, I could say, you could say también. But I didn't want to just, stay, I didn't want to just be doing one genre, or because I
Yeah.
like to, I love a lot of stuff. And so, I'm willing to bring in, para mí, todos tienen una historia. Everybody's
Amen.
got
Yes.
stories and we can talk. And yo te puedo traer a alguien de la calle que conozco en una tienda, nomás lo conocí, lo traigo para el estudio y vamos a hacer un show, we're going to have a show.
Yep.
We'll put some music, talk about our lives, and some people may connect, some people not. Some people might be surprised that there's actually people that live lives like that or whatever. But I've been my show's been open to all walks of life. I want Tejano, Norteño, boxers, wrestlers, MMA, comedians, rappers. I'm gonna have a rapper this week.
Cool.
So I bring them all
De todo.
country, de todo. And I remember Arturo Montes. We would hang out at this called Ray's Auto Parts ahí en Dana. Y every Wednesday nos juntamos ahí y estaba mi suegro ahí conmigo, estaba hablando con Roberto Pulido y viene Arturo Montes. And he comes behind me and he tells my father-in-law, a ver si un día estoy famoso, suficiente famoso para que me invita a Rock para su programa. And I turned around and I said, "Oye, no necesitas que ser famoso, todos tenemos historia, bro. I mean, I can have fun talking to anybody.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, me trae un camarada de la escuela que andábamos dando la vuelta en el barrio cuando estamos chavalos y lo traigo para el show, and everybody will have a blast listening to us talk, about our stories, because some of them are unbelievable. So
I can
to me,
imagine.
so I turned around and I said, Arturo, todos tenemos historias, ¿sabes qué? Te dejas venir para el show y le di una fecha and he passed away. He didn't make it. He was on his way
Oh,
to Monterrey. He was a local Tejano guy, that had a band for the longest time. And I met him at Studio 4 back in 1985 when I was working there. So we've known each other for a long time. And man, I was really sad that he wasn't able to make it to my show and he wanted to be on my show. So that's why I said to myself, if I get the opportunity to bring in these old school guys, I want to bring them in and soon, so I can document their stories. This is what it
I,
is. We're kind of
yeah.
documenting the stories of people, their
Okay,
people stories.
let me ask you a question. Were you a rebel or you estudiante or what were you in school?
Oh, I was a terrible rebel. I still am. I mean, when I
Yeah, I
was
Sigue,
in
can
sigue.
imagine.
school, I told my wife if I was in school today, they'd probably have me on meds, and because
Jesus.
I was a chatterbox,
At the special school.
I was a clown in class. And then they couldn't stay mad long at me. My wife and I, we ran into an old teacher of mine at a memorial service at the Memorial Day service, because sometimes we'd go to check out the Memorial Day services in McAllen at
Yeah.
the veterans place. And we ran into a coach and teacher, and I said, "Hey, babe, this guy was my teacher." And he tells her, "Man, this guy was bad, but I could never stay mad at him because he'd make me laugh." So I was like, it was
This
interesting,
is,
but
I believe the technical term is aracloso.
yeah, yeah,
Aracloso. Aracloso.
yeah. And so, I was the one the teachers hated but loved, right? And because I entertained them, and I was a bright kid. They'd always tell my mom, he's bright, he's smart, he just needs to apply himself, which is something I could never do.
Apply
You,
what?
my hand in the pencil on a paper, I guess. Because
Literally.
when during elementary, I tell my wife, when I was in school, we didn't have AC. We had windows that would open out and
That's
then a
right.
fan.
That's
Venías de lunch y estaban todos los mosquitos metiéndose en la nariz, la chingada, y estabas peleando con los
Yep.
moscos. And
Yeah.
so when we were in class, the teacher would be teaching and I'd be looking out the window wondering what's going on out there in the world.
Yeah.
And so I could never focus.
Hey, we've got a
But
question for you, Rock. Anita Rodriguez Riddell says, of all the interviews you have done, James, which interview stuck with you that was unexpected?
That's
there's been a couple of them. One of them was the one I just recently did last week with Jesse Borrego and Danny De La Paz.
oh
Danny De
yeah,
La
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
Paz,
yeah.
who's the actor that comes out as Chuco on
yeah.
Boulevard Nights, one of my all-time favorite lowrider
Yeah.
movies from 1979. He was here on the show along with Jesse Borrego. They were both on the show. It was the first time they both did a podcast together ever in history. And then Jesse was really out there. I mean, he's got a lot of history
Yeah.
and a lot of very, very articulate and very, very smart. And then it got kind of off the rails a bit at the end when he got political and stuff. So, but our show is about everything. And what I want to tell a lot of people is like, we might not agree politically or some ideology or whatever, but hey, that doesn't mean we have to hate each other, dude. You know what I
That's
mean? We
true.
love each other and we joke around. It's familia.
Yeah,
Just
that's
like
why
me
you
and
got an
Bobby. Yeah.
opinion.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of
So,
that,
but
Rock, and let me cut you back, and I'm sorry because I'm speaking from another ADHD. Porque se me ha olvidado.
yeah.
Listen, you put some stuff out there because we're Facebook friends, and you put some stuff out there. I'm like, that is so cringy.
The
But
cringier, the better.
that's what I feel that's your thought. The cringier, the better. But and I están los comments and
Oh,
comments,
no,
900,
hombre.
800 comments that everybody is commenting. I
Yeah.
mean, you really know how to push buttons, man.
Yeah. Well, I just want to get everybody to not only engage, but talk about current events. And I've always been the type, if you think this way, I'm going to throw this way of thinking.
Yeah.
And it's going to throw a monkey wrench into your brain and you're
Yeah,
going to have to like figure it out and then
think
you're going to have
about
to
it.
put two and two together and then you're going to come up with a conclusion, and if the conclusion kind of like mediates puts those together or changes you to come this way or that way, hey, at least you thought about it. There was a
Yeah,
thought
Hmm.
process to it.
Yeah.
No nomás porque todos están diciendo algo lo vas a decir tú. Come up with your own critical thinking, your own conclusion. And that's why I throw out little grenades así, ¿entiendes? Tengo una pinche grenade ahí. Y de repente le hago así de
you
esa de
rattle the
la,
cage. You rattle the cage.
o ¿cómo se? El panal de avispas, no me le hago así.
Yes.
Yeah.
Y corro. And then they all come and boom, 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 boom. And then I look and I look at the comments and engagement, and I'm like, I can tell which ones are more they have
Reasonable.
a little more research in their comment than
Yeah.
others. Some people they just don't even think about it. They just
You might be
say
right.
the same words that everybody else is saying, which is, I mean, kind of
That's
sad,
where
but that's
you,
kind of,
yeah, that's where you get the followers and the leaders. Who's a leader? Who's a leader?
yeah.
Because a lot of times everybody wants to do the same thing as everybody's doing, but
Uh-huh.
you
They
got to
call
go a
it,
different way.
yeah. Yeah, but no, everybody's an individual. Lately I've been, helping out Bobby with his
That's what I was gonna say.
campaign.
It's like you were
And
one way and one shade.
yeah, because I'm not a party
And
guy. I'm not. I'm an independent. I'm
yeah,
individual.
yeah,
If and Bobby's a person that I've known for a long time. There's some things I don't agree with him, and but I know deep inside he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's not the type that'll screw you over. Even though politics, once you get in, it can change a person, right? But I don't think he could be go that route. I think he's an honest I feel like he is because I've known him and he comes from a good family, got good roots and stuff like that. So you have to put that into consideration when you go vote for an individual. Is this guy going to, is he going to challenge his own party, which is what I like. That's something about Trump. Trump challenges his own Republican people too. And
yeah,
I see that's how we come up with solutions, is with debate and argument, not just saying somebody's bad, 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 bad. Okay, well, what's bad, and let's try to see what. And I would tell them, if you're gonna criticize something somebody is saying, at least criticize them, but come with a solution on how you could do better than what he's saying,
yeah.
not
I
just
like
Okay.
that.
criticize them. You know what I
I
mean?
like how you're saying that you're using this to to make, and it seems like an instigator. I swear, I look at some of your comments and I'm like, ay Diosito, I can't even look at the comments porque no, it stresses me out. I can't. Pero
Yeah.
that, what you're doing is very mindful of kind of triggering people to have their own thoughts, and that's really awesome
Yeah.
for you to do. Now, I saw you in an interview where you said you can read the crowd, and you can, that's a gift that you have, Rock. And I
Mhm.
think that's part of your charm and part of your success, and part of the reason why you're iconic is that you can read the crowd, you can read who you're with, and you de volada vas a saber, este sí, este no, este pedo está así, or whatever,
Yeah. You
And
have to, as an entertainer, I think that's very important. You're up on stage, you're performing, and you have a set list of songs. Like I put a set list of songs for my band, but I look at the crowd and I read them and I can say, all right, we can skip this one and go to that one, and then we'll bring that one back. And I'll tell them, and we'll move we'll move. It's like, because I've been DJing quinceañeras and bodas for a long time, and I see what works and what doesn't work, and then I pretty much do it every time I go do a quinceañera. These songs are instant; they always work. Juan La Cubana, and
yeah,
Guapango, you know what I
standards
mean. And then you have your standards. So you have to learn how to read. And then sometimes you go to a whole different area where none of those songs hit, and
work.
you have
Yeah,
to work figure the crowd out and play songs that, porque the upper valley is very different from the lower valley.
Oh
yes,
You know,
yeah.
Brownsville and McAllen son two different worlds. There's two
Mm.
different worlds. Emilio Navaira and McAllen would fill up with 8,000 people, and they'd go to Brownsville and they'd be, 800,
yeah.
600. So it's a whole different world over there. And I think it's because it's really stuck with Matamoros. So there's a lot of tropical and all that kind of good
Matamoros,
stuff,
querido.
Yeah, yeah. Rigo Tobar stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
I
yeah,
have
I just I love all kinds of music, and I get into everything, and but the podcasting is what's really helped me, and then what I do is, I really don't bring in a lot of politics into my podcast. It's just on
Yeah,
social media, and it's my personal James Echavarria.
so
On my other pages, it's entertainment.
your biggest accomplishment, what would it be, and your worst accomplishment?
worst accomplishment.
Well, I guess my biggest accomplishment would be
Being on Giras
um,
y Desveladas.
no, kicking the drug and alcohol habit,
Okay.
the addiction. That has to be I mean, anybody that's capable of doing that, I give them a lot of credit, because it's not easy.
That's
Yeah.
amazing, actually. It is.
Giving up
Amen.
alcohol, especially,
Yeah.
cocaine and other drugs. It could be a little bit easier to just disregard that because some people just can't afford it or whatever. But alcohol is what's legal, and you walk into a store and there's alcohol.
Yeah,
You're invited to a party, you go there, there's alcohol.
that's the first thing.
You go to a special event, there's alcohol. I mean, there's alcohol everywhere. It's prevalent everywhere we go, and we
And
see
if you rock and
people.
roll James, you don't even have to buy it because someone's gonna buy it for you.
I walked into a bar with a quarter, and I walked out at midnight wasted with the quarter, in my hand still.
According to your hand.
There's a
Yeah.
friend everywhere.
Yeah. But back then I would use my celebrity status to get wasted, and I don't want to
See?
do that anymore. I want to use it to help people, you know what I mean?
I love
And so,
that,
Amen.
Ron.
That's cool.
yeah, and
Awesome.
so
Very cool.
I did enough damage. So I think that's one of the best, my greatest accomplishments is that
And you,
this June will be 19 years, if I'm not mistaken, that I've been
amen,
sober.
amen, my brother.
And but quitting the alcohol was the hardest, because you see people drinking with impunity, where they're normal. They can have a beer or two and go home. Yo no
Yeah.
puedo ser así. Yo puedo decir, well, I'm gonna only drink two and then go home. And I'll do that for a couple of weeks, and I'll get more brave. Y hora tres, y de ahí hora cuatro, and before I know it, I'm out looking for drugs, and it's 2-3 days, and I'm lost, and
It's a gateway.
I've destroyed everything I've built. No way, I can never go there again. And I
I,
gotta tell everybody, if there's no excuse. You can do it if you have to, you want to,
and
you
I
need
and
it.
I think it's all in the business of where, entertainment and
Yeah.
music and everything.
Uh,
And you know what, people, you can have fun being sober too, with a glass of water and ice and lemon.
yeah.
Cheers. You
But
know?
I honestly think it's the
It's a little
ADHD
different.
too. The ADHD, when alcohol's a depressant, so it would like bring you down to focus.
Oh yeah.
Marijuana, the same thing,
Or it gives you courage to go dance.
yeah, or get
Yeah.
up on, that was one of the hardest things when I quit drinking and I got out of rehab. I didn't know how I was going to be funny on stage again. I
Right.
didn't know how I was going to be able to sing on stage again. I didn't know. I was fearful of it.
Because you
And
thought that's what
then,
made you.
yeah, because I thought that I needed alcohol to be able to, create things
Right.
like that.
Right.
So then, I got out of rehab and I was like, I was not doing anything for about 6, 7 months. And then Raymond Horta asked me, "Hey man, you want to open up for me at the Cine Rey?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro, I don't know. I don't think I could do it, man." And he goes, "Well, just be the host, bro. Just get up there and just introduce us at least." I thought, well, I could probably do that. And so I went and I got up there and I did like 10 minutes of comedy and everybody was laughing.
Because
And
you're
then I got
funny.
off and I sat next to my wife and I was sweating like a dog. And I looked at her and I said, "I did it. I did it without alcohol. I can do this." And that's
Yeah.
the moment of clarity, and the moment that I found out that, you know what, I don't need this stuff to have
Wow.
fun.
Man, that's you know what I think like Norma said, that is your greatest accomplishment. I mean, and you've done
Yes.
it all, Rock, and you've been successful in todo as a DJ, as a whiskey D, as a comedian y todo eso. But eso, quitting that, so many people
You've
can.
been in the music, you've been around musicians in the music
I
industry. You've
seen
seen
it
Gigi,
all, man.
you've
I
seen a
seen
lot of people that alcohol destroy a lot of people
it
too, I'm
destroys
sure.
lives, it destroys families, it destroys the band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes, it does.
it does.
No llegas a la tocada y la
No
chingada
llega.
y te pones pedo y para el
No,
último del show ya ni sabes lo que estás haciendo on stage.
Ring.
And
they
it's
fall on
terrible.
stage and or
Yeah.
yeah, peleando con
Yeah.
todos. Yeah, it's something really tough to overcome and for you to do that. I mean, we commend you. I mean, God is good for you to have been able
Yeah.
to do that.
My
Yeah.
worst accomplishment was probably staying 10 days awake and wasted for 10 days without sleeping. That was my worst
Oh.
accomplishment.
Oh.
That's how bad it had got.
Oh my
So,
God. I don't
yeah.
want to even hear how it sounded.
Yeah, no, it was I was really
Bruh.
I was burning the candle at both ends and there was about this
Wow.
much candle left.
Yeah.
So I'm really to tell you the truth, you're seeing a person that shouldn't even be here, right here with you guys.
Amen.
The way
Amen.
I was going, and the way I was headed. So that has to be one of the worst accomplishments. And you know what? It was really sad once when I realized that I was an influence on my younger brothers when one of them tried to break my record. And
Oh,
Yeah.
and but he's doing really well now, and we're both in good
Sweet.
terms. And but when one time he called me and told me that, I was like, man, I mean, I need to set an example for my younger siblings as well. And that was the example I was giving them. And I said, nah, nah, I'm glad I did what I did. And now my brothers are doing well, all of them. It's really awesome.
that's
Okay. The
You
the
you you
third
teach by
question.
example. That's what it is. You teach by example.
The third question would be, from the time you started to the time now, what do you think you've learned that you would mentor somebody else that wants to be exactly like you?
It's really tough, but I guess consistency. You got to be consistent. If you're gonna jump into something, don't don't do it expecting amazing results in right away. You have to really get ready to toe the line for a long time. I started doing this PVT podcast. I had my YouTube channel in 2014, and I started doing interviews in 2019 and cutting them up in episodes and uploading an episode every day. But when COVID hit and all our shows got canceled, that's when we started going live, and I realized we could build on it. So we haven't missed a week since March, spring break 2020. We haven't missed a week of PVT. I
wow.
mean, if you
Wow.
count those weeks up to now, how long is that? I just got an email from some people that a company that wants to co-op with my channel because they saw the results and they want to help me structure the videos in order and all that. It's a service that they wanted to
Tell them to
offer.
make a movie of you.
And well, they said they were on there and they said we went through your analytics and you have 2,200 videos, 2,200 videos, 2,200 videos,
That's a lot.
and over 13 million views. And I was like,
Amen.
wow, I hadn't even thought of that, or I never really looked back to see research. Okay, how much have we been doing? But I was pretty floored with it. I know there's a lot of other podcasters nationally that triple what I do. But for me, from being from here from McAllen and never being syndicated and just embracing this type of technology and starting this program, I thought it was awesome. And so the thing is you got to stay consistent. If you're gonna do something and you need people, we started doing the show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturdays live because of COVID. Nobody was working, so we were capable of doing it every day. And then they opened up again, and we started doing Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays because I had a sponsor for Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then that contract ended, so I went down to Wednesdays because we all started working again, my wife and myself, and we've been consistent ever since. Wednesday, 8 o'clock p.m., you're going to get a notification that hashtag PVT is going to go on, and you'll see who's going to be on it. And then you can get on the chat and you can, chat with all the community, and we respond to the chats as well. So we started doing that every Wednesday, and it gets to the point where it's 8:05 or 8:10 and we weren't on. Hey, text right away. Hey, Rato, you guys going to go on? You guys going to go on, right? Because people are creatures of habit. If they like
Yeah.
something and they expect it
Yes,
and they're
yes.
going to see it, and the day they don't see it, they're like, what's going on? Another thing that I realized is responding to comments on my YouTube. I remember I follow some YouTube content creators and I commented on one of them. And se pasaron 2 semanas and I'm having breakfast, right? And my phone beeps, right? Beep, like somebody, the notification. I looked at it and the content creator hearted my comment, right?
Oh,
He
Patsy.
put a heart on my comment. What was my reaction? Babe, he commented on my comment. And I
Yes.
realized the feeling a fan gets when you respond to them and they see that
Oh,
Mhm.
you actually
wow.
paid
You know what?
attention.
Still learning from you, Rock. I asked you when I first started this podcast, I reached out to you. I don't even remember how I reached out to you. And one thing you told me was consistency. And so Giras y Desveladas Sunday started at noonish and now it's at 2 p.m. But for 2 years, we've been on at Sundays at 2 p.m.
Mhm.
And I'm still learning from you, Rock, because I don't, man, honestly, I don't know about you. And that's because you do your show con la gente ahí. After I'm done with the show, me tiro, man. I don't know, there's like a lot of mental,
Uh-huh.
acrobats going on. So
Yeah.
by the time
No,
I'm done, me canso. But thank you for that. And that's information for a lot of podcasts. Have you noticed how many podcasts are on at Wednesday, 8 p.m.?
yeah, I
I like
have.
about 10 million. I cannot get Norma tries to get on them at least a little bit on each one. Thank you,
See,
Norma.
So I
Pero
love Tejano music. That's why.
I
yeah.
get a lot of like people that watch the show after it's done. I get
Yep.
a lot of views, and lately I've been pre-recording the show on Tuesday nights or Monday nights. And what I do, and the reason I love to do that, is because I'm an editor as well. So I record the show, and then when I'm editing it, if we're talking about a certain subject or topic or person, I can put the image of the person we're talking about, a clip of the video of whatever we're talking about. Like I was talking with Rene from Intocable, and we're asking about the venues, and they mentioned the Plaza de Toros in Mexico. So when he's talking about it, I get an aerial view of the Plaza de Toros, and I post it, and the people can see it. So people get to see instead of trying to figure out what it think. Because I
Well, yes,
personally I
Right.
I I watch videos and I analyze it. And when they're talking about somebody that I don't even know, like, seeing I have to Google it, and I my focus and attention of the show goes away. So if I don't put it there, they won't be focused away from the. And then what happens is we're talking about something, then you go to the phone, Google it, and then you go into Facebook, y ya te vas the show. You know, the people just they get it's easy to get distracted nowadays.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I'm
So
still learning
now
from you.
so I edit everything in, and people know that they're gonna watch the show, and if something pops up that they don't know about, I'm gonna show them. And that has just helped my views go up tremendously. 20,000, 25,000 views per show.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I did. Live is a little bit different. Like the other day, for example, I was here live and I had the guys, and so if they want to play or they want to jam, we have that big empty space of them getting their instruments coming to the shore. So when we pre-record it, I cut out all that stuff and we go straight from, okay, well, let's do these sponsors, and we're gonna play, the guys are gonna play something. So I do the sponsors and then I edit all that extra whatever of them getting their things and all that, and it goes straight into our be ready, boom, and they go on. So there's no lagging time where people can tune out. They stay there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little
A
secrets and
devotion.
little.
Yeah. No, like when I started, when I was doing the legends, when I was doing the legends, I would do that live. Like for example, like when I had Abraham on, I would do this, like and put
Uh-huh.
on a picture of my dad with Abraham and stuff
See,
like that.
see.
You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
it's,
that's
it
for
is a
what you
lot of work.
but that's for what you're prepared for.
Right. So no más
So I come with what I'm prepared for, but
right.
then we go into this whole other thing, and people are like, okay, we don't know what the hell they're talking about now.
True,
Especially
true.
we're
It's like
talking
a comedy
like when
show.
we're talking about the local Mexican restaurant, the Rex restaurant, the Rex Cafe
Rex
downtown.
Cafe.
I put pictures of it so people from all over Texas can see the little place we're talking about.
Oh
You
man,
know
that
what I
is
mean? So
awesome. And
I
I'm
added
taking
in.
notes. I'm taking
Eh,
notes, Rock. Taking notes.
Yeah, but you do this from pre-recording and then editing it and then putting in all the, I call it B-roll. Yeah, it's B-roll.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then every time I go somewhere, I'm already creating a video in my brain. So I start recording stuff, knowing that when I'm on the show, I'm going to talk about it, and then it's going to flow and show where I was and who I was with. And like this last one with Danny de la Paz, my wife recorded me going up to him and doing a movie scene with a VGV in the hand, and then us eating también and downtown. And so I'm talking about the video and we're airing it. So that's all pre-prepared
You
because
know,
I want the reactions of the guests. But
but
all
Right.
you
the
know
other
what?
stuff I'll add.
What helps you out, sorry, excuse me. But
It's
what
okay.
helps you out, you're really a real person. You're a la mera neta,
Genuine.
verdad. Yeah.
Uh-huh. What
Genuine.
Hello.
Very
what you see is
genuine.
what you get. Yeah.
Right. And
And
you
that's
can't
why, like, going back to the
yeah.
political trigger post that I put,
That Gigi
and
has to pass on because
yeah, and yeah, but Gigi says that because there's people that are very ugly, and
I know.
they say really ugly things to me or about my family or whatever, and I just block them. I mean, I don't even bother. And then you go to their profile and no tiene any pictures or nada. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, sketchy
Yes.
just
people can
Yes.
be
just don't
good.
even engage with them. They want to tell people, mira, que el vato se enojó conmigo, carnal. But yeah, no, I don't those people don't bother me at all. It's just part of social media, and then you meet them in person and they're really cool about it. But yeah, listen, my battery is down to 20
I
percent.
know.
So
And I
Well,
still gotta ask you
okay.
questions.
Just real quick, I want to thank you for inviting me on
Arturo Pedo.
hashtag PBT.
uh,
Gigi La Chicana talking about my dad, and you did exactly that when we're talking about my dad.
yeah, I
You
love
put in
it.
pictures of the albums, and I
The
actually
thumbnail was awesome,
chinelas.
no? The
I actually had a picture of you with my dad, and which I should have put up, but you're right. This live no se presta pa mucho the
uh-huh.
way it does. Like if you edit
Edit,
later,
yeah.
put on, yeah.
Yeah, check out the show that I did with that Chuco show that with Danny de la Paz and Jesse Borrego. Boy, I put a lot of cool stuff in there when they're
Yeah.
talking. Even a video of Jesse Borrego when he's real young dancing with
Singing
Janet
too.
Jackson.
And he was
Yeah.
singing. Borrego was
Uh-huh.
singing. That was
Yeah, yeah.
awesome because
I
I didn't
know.
expect that.
And who knew that?
I
I mean, not
did
many of
not
us
expect
knew
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, question: do
Mm.
you like to dance?
Uh, yeah. I more than
Yeah.
I used to dance more in the past than I do now. Porque pues chinga comienzan a doler. I could do like 10 wapangos. Now I'm down to like half of one. Right? Half a wapango. Me and my wife, I tell my wife sometimes we watch those videos on YouTube of the dances and stuff, and I say, and they stay standing between songs, right, in the dance floor. And I go, hey babe, remember when we used to do that? Yes.
Yes.
Ahora no me nomás un wapango y pa la silla, chinga.
Country,
De
cumbia,
todo, de todo.
ranchera. No,
Hasta te
what's
hago
your
el roll bar,
favorite?
hasta te hago el roll bar y todo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I
Oh.
love everything. I'm good. I'm into everything.
Man, I'm trying to
That's the
get all
thing.
my questions for you, but it was such an awesome. This is such an awesome because
Ahorita,
not
hold on.
because you have
Oh,
all
there you
these
go.
followers. It's because
Uh-huh.
you're very genuine as being a person, especially from our hometown, the Valle, our
Mm-hmm.
GV.
And
We got the
956.
best of the best coming out of there. I mean, I could say that because hey, I'm from there, and I love the Tejano music that comes out of the Valle all the
Yeah.
time. And
Aquí
I
están
live
las
in Michigan,
raíces.
so man, when I hear you and I hear the podcast and everything that goes on in the whole area, it just misses what I miss home. And the way you speak, Ven Pachuco, that reminds me of the Valle. I
Yeah.
mean,
In
that's just like,
Mayuko.
yeah, Bayuco town all the way. So
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy that I got to meet you
Oh, no, the
and
pleasure's
have
all
the
mine.
pleasure of speaking with you. And
Yeah.
many blessings
And
and
we'll do it
many blessings
again.
on your journey.
Yeah,
We'll
we got
have
to
to
do it
rock. Look,
again.
there's so many people that were asking me questions. Alex Villarreal said saludos. And do you remember his mom's restaurant, Armando's Taco Hut? Uh,
Yeah. I remember that place.
all right. And we had all but Danny Noyola from Corpus coming in, Mari Rivera
Yeah.
from Tejano to the Bone,
We
uh,
have Gil Jimenez.
Alex Gil Jimenez, el hijo de Flaco Jimenez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He contacted me. We
We
got to bring
also
him
have
on.
Puro Pedo. We have Desi Betancourt Garcia.
That's so
Um,
many people.
Roxanne.
Roxanne Ruiz.
Yeah.
And there was a question from Mary La Troquera, but I don't remember what it was, and I lost it,
Let's
guys.
see.
Thank you
I'll
all for
go look.
tuning
I'll
in.
go to the video, and then I'll answer any
What
questions
would
that
you
are on
like?
the
Oh, are you going to be another question? Are you going to be in San Antonio Fanfare?
when is that? In the spring break, right? Somewhere around there.
We can't
March
hear you.
March 11th through the 15th, March 12th to the
Órale.
15th.
Órale. Listen, my phone's dying already, girls,
Yes,
but
thank
I
you.
appreciate
I
you,
can't
and I
hear
want to
him.
say goodbye before it gets cut off.
All right, last words, Rock.
Thank you so much, and whatever you need, we're here. And
Can't hear
pero
him.
ya no me pueden oír en Michigan. ¿Qué pasó? She hit her
I
mute
know,
over
I
there.
don't know.
Okay.
I can hear him. I can. We need to learn sign language. I
Yeah.
can hear him. I can. I can hear him.
Put the plug in the phone. Maybe it's the battery
Or
charge.
make the
You.
voice of the face
Oh
of the people that
man.
come out with the president.
Ándale. We have to do that. Chingue. All right.
We'll see you
So
later.
there's the disadvantages of going virtual. Thank you so much, Rob. You were blessed beyond belief. I cannot believe you. I mean, talk about bucket list for me también too. Never did I ever dream that I was gonna be interviewing the rock and roll James.
Yeah.
Cállate, shut up.
Yeah.
Asústame one time. That's
One
all rock
time.
and roll James. That's all rock and roll James, man. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Saludos
you.
y bendiciones and on your journey. Saludos to your beautiful wife también. Que se cuiden y we'll see you when we see you. Take care. You can
Ándale,
log
thank
off
you.
and we'll see what's going on with Norma. Thank
Ándale.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Norma, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I guess maybe because his maybe it was too low. I could hear him, but you couldn't hear him. I don't know.
Yeah, it was funny because sometimes it's the battery charge if it's not plugged in. Sometimes happens to me, but it was so awesome to interview him.
I know,
I
right?
mean, down to earth, man. That's what I love the best when people, you can bring out the people, and it's them, just them. It's not like showboating or anything like that. It's just them
Yeah,
in the natural
real.
form, like it
Yes,
should be.
we can. Yeah, I mean,
Totally
he,
cool.
the level where he's at and the level where he's been.
Mm-hmm. So much wisdom, man. How many years? He said
Tanto,
almost
40.
50.
40. He's
Yeah.
40
I was
years.
already, yeah, I
40
was
years.
counting 50, but yeah,
Yeah.
making him
But
older.
yeah, this guy, no, man, this guy is something else. And I think he's somebody that I love what he's doing. You know, now that I didn't understand. Like, there's so many cringy comments that he makes. Like, for me, because I gotta take care of my health, and so getting stressed out like emotionally is not good for me. So a
Right.
lot of stuff I just kind of pass on them, and they're cringy just to see what he says. Pero I love the fact that he said he does that to kind of just get people to think. That is genius.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
genius. Tell us.
I mean, he's got so many years that he's been playing with this whole business that,
Yeah.
he's always making an improvement. And so that's what we have to learn, to always get our audience amused about what we do,
Yes,
you
Rox.
know.
Yes, thank. Roxanne's asking me, tell us about him, Gigi. Rock and Roll James. For those of you that don't know who he is, y todos los que están escuchando los de que hablan español,
Great show.
perdón,
Puta.
disculpas porque este show fue más en inglés que el español, pero el señor Rock and Roll James es un DJ de aquí, es ícono aquí en el Valle porque ya va para 40 años como DJ, 40 years as a DJ here in the Rio Grande Valley. He goes by Rock and Roll James. He started off at the Rock and Roll station, and he does comedy. He's
Yeah.
also plays in a rock and roll band called Whiskey D. And you know what? Why don't we show his video again? What do you think, Norma?
Sure.
So
And look,
let's.
I could see you guys. I'm trying to give hearts to you guys. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for tagging. Thank you for everything,
Hey,
guys. Without you,
yes,
we could
guys.
not be who we are.
Yes,
And
we
we are
really.
just little people, just like you guys. We're
We're
nobody.
just trying to get the message out, and this guy is one of our icons. He's the one. If
Yeah.
you don't know, he was mostly known. He got very famous when he started interviewing Selena, and there was called the Puro Tejano show or something like that, some kind of
Hmm.
Tejano show. And he would follow around Selena and do a "Where's Selena" segment. And he was just so funny, so hilarious. And he grabbed you, man. He really knows. Like when he says he reads an audience, he reads them. He really knew the hook on how to grab us and watch the whole show from beginning to end by looking for Selena. And then maybe he'd just show a little clip or something of him actually maybe not finding Selena or actually having Selena on and asking her a few questions. And then he was off again. And so this guy is just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And also we respect him and love him for what he has gone through and has shared, because he doesn't have to
Hmm.
share what he went through. And
Yeah.
he has shared that he was hooked on drugs, hooked on alcohol, hooked on all kinds of stuff that almost sent him to the grave. But thanks to God and thanks to his beautiful wife that just backs him up for everything, and they're a great combo together. He survived it, and he
Hmm.
is succeeding and flourishing, and on, like he just mentioned, he has hashtag PVT, prison Velveeta, Texas, PVT, hashtag PVT. Look for it on YouTube, and he has so many followers, and like he said, he gets like 20,000 views per episode. I mean, this guy is successful, and I reached out to him when I started my podcast, and for advice, and the most important one he said is be consistent. And now I even got more information from him, because for those of you who have been on the show before, I'm doing everything. I'm doing the intro, I'm doing the
She
outro,
is.
and all throughout the week I'm doing the promos. I mean, this is like a 24/7 job. And what he said was, to kind of like record it and then afterwards. But I do love the live though. But even though today, which was interesting because we had so many, we actually couldn't even get to the comments that people were commenting, because
Yeah.
there's so many, which is a good problem to have.
Well, because we wanted to ask the questions, well, not that we didn't want to answer yours, guys. It's just that we were so excited to have him because, I mean, look at we being grown up and hearing him
Yeah,
doing his DJ in the mornings when we had to go get ready and go to school and we had to get Jet out there and we were at the parties hearing him or at the places where he was doing his things. So we get excited. We
yeah,
are fans of
we are
his.
fans.
That's why we are
Rock,
fans of him.
rock and roll James is part of our life,
Yeah.
whether we knew him or not. And I never met him until he interviewed me about my dad. Uh, he has been part of, like I said, just like Barbacoa and Big Red. He
Yeah.
is part of the culture.
Yeah.
He is. He is. He's an icon. As much as he
And I
doesn't,
think he
you know,
did
humble
he
he is when I said that,
yeah,
because
and
he doesn't even realize it. I don't know if he does realize how much of an impact he has made for us, you know, and on who he is and what he's done. And so we're just, I'm still, at least I'm not sweating anymore because he left.
but it's so crazy to hear his journey and he that this got to stand out to anybody. Look how many years he's done it.
Yeah,
Look at the years that he's
40
put into
years,
it.
40
And
years.
it was all sweat and hard work and commitment. He didn't give up. He could have gave up 10 years ago and not we would have never known about him. But he kept on being persistent. He still
Yeah,
kept on knocking those doors down. That speaks a lot. And and look, and he was even explaining, with all the stuff he was going through, he wasn't sleeping. He was going full force
going,
to
going.
give us the music.
Yes,
Not
that's
and you
everything.
know, you got to give respects to all these DJs. They really stay up all night to get you the music in there, and then especially the artists as well. We love you guys because you guys put the hard work in it to put all the video or the song in and play it on a playlist. And then you still got to go to work and you still got to do the DJing and you still got to get up in the morning at so early in the morning. And like he said, he didn't sleep.
Yeah. So I mean,
So yeah.
he's just an amazing guy, and
Yeah.
I'm so happy for this, Norma. Oh my goodness! And you know what? It was a great show. Rita Cappuccina with her new release.
Yes.
Patsy
Love the
Torres,
song, girl. Love the
Patsy
songs.
Torres with her new release. Thank you to everybody that
She
helped
gave
us
me
out with
thumbs
that.
up. She
Yes.
was on. She was listening. She was. She gave me thumbs up. And
Yeah,
I was like,
awesome.
oh,
Saludos, Rita. And
that's a lot,
I
girl.
love Rita Cappuccina. And Patsy Torres también performed together
Yeah.
at fairly
She
recently.
did an awesome
Yeah,
song.
she is amazing. I
Patsy.
love that song. Yes, yes.
Hope to see you in Las Vegas. Can't wait to see you, girl. Whoop,
Oh,
whoop.
so by the way, if
Got it here.
Giras y Desveladas has their media pass for Fanfare. So Giras y Desveladas will be at Fanfare again, again, again. Giras y Desveladas will be at Fanfare. Now, we're going to do something different than other podcasts, but that's what we do, right, Norma? We're
Yep.
not going to say what, but we are going to be doing something different than other podcasts. So, but watch out for us there. If y'all are there, TDK, if you go there, I know vemos, I know watchamos. All right. I want to give out a shout out again to La Jefa Jamming Oldies and all the truckeros out there, Trucker Mary,
Thank
que
you,
estaba
like
allá. Everybody, all you truckers that are listening, that segment of new releases is dedicated just to you guys on the road. Los amamos, los queremos. Cuídense mucho, que Diosito siempre los esté cuidando wherever you are. To Sirius Tejano that also broadcast our show, I believe also on Live 365 as well. Saludos to everybody listening. We thank you for listening. We thank you for being here. Also, of course, and
Juan Mendoza.
Juan Mendoza and Laila Lisa on Tejano
Yes.
TV. Go to Roku, download it. Listen, if you don't know, if you don't have it, go to Roku. If you don't have a Roku TV, get a Roku stick and then where it says add channel or add I think it's add channel. You add channel, look for Tejano TV, and you have to download it. If you don't have it, you won't automatically see it, but you download it and then you've got it there. And then you have, if you want to see the latest videos, and by the way, Tejano TV is the only one who has top 10 countdown videos, Tejano videos, and you're going to hear the latest from everybody and see the latest videos from everybody on the top 10 countdown and at Tejano TV. So that's where you go for your Tejano stuff, the new stuff. And it's not your grandpa's Tejano. Some of it sounds different. Some of it has morphed. Some of it has changed, but it's still awesome. It's still Tejano. It's still, people out there recording, and they have it there on Tejano TV. And if you look on the podcast, you'll find Giras y Desveladas. So, everybody, thank you for this opportunity. What a blessing,
Yes.
Norma. What a blessing.
We got a shout out to Monterrey,
Saludos para todos los de
Potosí,
Monterrey.
toda la gente allá.
Toda la gente, a Luis Vallejo y todo, Alan Gutiérrez,
Alan, Angel, Gabriel Paperto, Lilian, Diana, all of them.
Julio Castro,
Julio
Eric,
Castro.
todos allá. Saludos todos los de México que también nos están escuchando. Quizás algún día, bueno, tuvimos a Luis AG y todo el show fue en español, muy apenas de nuestra parte, pero el intento fue honesto. Estuvo ahí. Siempre los queremos. Cuídense mucho. Diosito nos cuide. Gracias otra vez por un show que nos deja muy feliz. Yes, Norma.
I just want to put a shout out. People, if you're going to be in San Antonio, go. That's going to happen. We're going to go. So that starts from March
12th to the 15th.
Yeah. You know
March
the dates.
Yes.
Yeah. So also Las Vegas is going to go on too. You guys want to get your rooms. And look for we already got our tickets, so we'll be in Las Vegas as well.
Oh, you got your tickets already? Chinelas.
Yeah. I got them Friday.
Oh my God.
We're happy.
Yes, so Giras y Desveladas will also be at the Tejano Takeover, and we'll be visiting there in
July.
In Vegas, checking it out in July.
Yeah.
And so Diosito nos cuide también para estar allí. Danny Noyola says prayers for Chris Dom, who is recuperating from the open heart surgery. Always
Amen.
prayers. Yes, yes. And anybody who's not
seeing him, Danny. Thank you.
If you are dealing with health issues, we're definitely with you. I'm dealing with health issues. Every day is a blessing. Every day that we wake up is such a blessing. Let's just love it for what it is. So blessed to be here, to be doing this. In honor of my father, Juan Guerrero forever, que en paz descanse. This started because of him, for him, and always will be about him at the end of the day. Mi papi.
Yeah. And I also got one more, Milwaukee Fest. That happens at the end of August. So if you guys want to go to another Tejano festival, it will be Milwaukee Fest. Okay.
TDK says y'all are everywhere. Okay, he says he's our luggage. You do. Prayers for all. Yes, prayers for all who are dealing with health issues, because there's only one doctor of doctors, and it's his report. That's the one that is the one that matters at the end of the day. Yeah. So, man, Norma, so much going on. Oh, and by the way, just a little. I put it out there. If you're my Facebook friend, and if you're not, follow me on Facebook, Gigi La Chicana Guerrero, because I started the ball rolling with the Junto Festival, and this is because as we interviewed the pioneers and who created Tejano music, they say it came from conjunto. So I said, and there's instead of being a division of Tejano acá, conjunto acá, let's Tejunto. Tejunto means I'll put you together, and also Tejano en conjunto together. So I'm working on a Tejunto festival to have here, and mainly I'm gonna target the younger generation because they're the ones who need to know our music. The older generations, they already know it, they already love it. It's the younger guys that don't know. And we need to get those guys on board. You guys help me play Tejano. Put on the Jefa Gemini Oldies. Put on Sirius Tejano. Put on Chupacabra Broadcasting. Put
Yes.
on Keith Leal. Put on Maching on Radio. Put all those that do Tejano. DJ Mari, what is it? Tejano to the bone.
Tejano to the bed, to
Tejano
the
to the bone.
bone.
Tejano to the
Mari.
Yes, saludos to everybody. Put those on for your grandchildren, for your children. Let them, because you know what? I was driving from Padre Island over here, and I couldn't get the Tejano station, so I had another station on. And guess what? Because I'm listening to it, I'm like, hey, that's not a bad song. It wasn't Tejano, but that's how that'll happen. They need to at least be exposed to it. They need to hear it for themselves. If they don't
Yeah.
even get a chance to hear it, how are they gonna like it? How you gonna like something you don't even know exists? We need to put it out there for our newer generations. All right, with that said, ya me cansé, Norma. Ya me cansé saying goodbye. I used to say goodbye. We would say that we're 2 hours saying goodbye to my tia. 1 hour was at the car, and then the other hour was at the car, and we'd be saying goodbye for forever. All right. Norma, I cannot thank you enough for being my co-host and being
Well, thank
the
you.
awesome individual that you are, and so knowledgeable about all the stuff that I am not knowledgeable about.
You too.
And so
Hey, that's why we work as a team. I
we
get
work as a
artists
team,
and you get artists, and we come together and
come together,
we
and
get
voila,
it.
we have an awesome show that we enjoy. So if we enjoy it, hopefully you enjoy it.
Yeah, we don't do it. I mean, we love doing it because we are also fans of the singers as well.
Exactly.
But we appreciate the people that are on. We
Yes.
love you guys. Without you guys, we wouldn't be who we are as well.
Thank you.
I'm glad that we have something in common, and this is what we have to find in the world: things that are in common instead of things that are negative.
Yes.
There's too much out there of negative.
Yeah.
Please stop it. Man,
Yeah.
if somebody's saying something negative to somebody, man, please, please, it's best to not say nothing.
Uh-huh.
It's best.
I
It's
saw
not worth it.
last week that
It's not worth it.
everybody was like, somebody hating on hating, I don't know anything about it. I don't know. Maybe I don't have the haters as my friends. I don't know. I didn't see any of it. But I purposely, as soon as I see like a hater comment or something, I hide them, or I block them, or whatever, because I can't. Honestly, my health does not allow me to be in that kind of mental and emotional space. I can't. So don't do it, guys. You praise somebody. If you don't like what they're doing, find another way, or find maybe something good that they're doing. No say that's not the way. The way is to look for the good in everybody.
And if you can't do it by yourself, man, ask the Holy Spirit to help you. God, Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna say that because I even have to do it myself.
But
I'll go in the bathroom and I'll say, "Lord, help me," because this day's crazy.
No, yeah,
But
there's some
hey,
people we can love. There's some people we can love from far away. No, there's some people we can
right?
from far away.
Yep.
Dios te ayude, Dios te guíe. Tú por tu camino y yo por el mío. Don't get in my way either. Don't get in my way. Don't put roadblocks, because I'm gonna find a way over it, under it, to the side of it. Like we do.
Amen. Amen. Like God shows us.
Yes. All right. Well, have a good rest of your Sunday, everybody. Thank you so much. I nos vemos a la otra.
Love you
See what other
guys.
releases we have for next week for Trucking On with New Rolas. And we'll see you when we see you. I have one more comment before we go. ¿Quién es?
Pray
Yes.
for us. We'll pray for you all out there.
Yes. Cuídense
Amen.
todos. We love you guys. All right. Out. Bye, Norma. Bye, everybody.
Blessed day. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Bye.